Well, hello everyone, and you join us here today, bright and early in the morning. I think you can hear it in my voice, because there's a new release from Tudor. That's right, the company that recently brought you the Black Bay Pro. The Ranger has now brought you the Pelagos 39. Tom, immediate thoughts?
Right, I'm looking at it. Okay, Now, what am I looking at? Because I feel like I've seen this before. It's black. Was it not black before? Is that the new thing? Oh, it's 39.
It's 39, yeah.
I made a joke previously about slimming down by a millimetre and changing the colour of the dial. Is that what I'm looking at?
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
So, just to give you a little bit of context, you know that Tudor already had the Pelagos.
Yeah.
Sort of a sea dweller equivalent with some interesting specs that we'll go through in a second. They then evolved that into the Pelagos Blue with the blue dial, the Pelagos left-hand drive with the left-handed crown, and the Pelagos Fuxed.
Yeah, the New Zealand fixed lug. Yeah, Fuxed.
Exactly. But of course, you'll also know that the Black Bay has been resized from its 41mm dimensions to 39, and that became very, very popular. Because, of course, 39mm is the ultimate dimension for a watch. Now, you'll also notice that the Black Bay 58 has 58. That's not because it's 58mm, it's because it's inspired by a watch from 1958. This is the Pelagos 39, not because it was inspired by a watch from 1939, but because it is 39mm across.
With you, I think.
I think I'm just about with me too. So the original Pelagos wasn't particularly popular, despite it being a great watch. And the things that made it a great watch were the fact that it was titanium, so it was very robust and lightweight, had a helium escape valve for 500 meters of water resistance, had a matte ceramic bezel with luminous markers in it, had a fantastic stretchy bracelet with the springs that goes doing, doing, doing to fit over your wrist, and your wetsuit. It had the in-house Kosk caliber MT 5612 with 70 hours of power reserve, and it came with a free rubber strap, which is pretty cool.
Those are all brilliant things.
Mm-hmm.
Has this got all those things?
Well, what this doesn't have is the size of the original Pelagos, which was 42mm, which is a big boy.
That's large, isn't it? That's going to wear more like 43, I would have thought, or 42.5.
It was a little bit of a chonker. Now people are getting more used to that with watches like the Explorer 2, which is also 42mm, but the popularity of the Black Bay 58 at 39mm gave Tudor pause for thought. Why don't they make the Pelagos in 39mm? And here it is! Yeah! Not only is it 39mm across, but it's also, this new Pelagos 39, 11.8mm thick, which is 0.1mm thinner than the Black Bay 58, which is known for being a very slender watch. I think this is down to the fact that it has a flat crystal on the Pelagos rather than the domed crystal on the 58. But very nice proportions that feel a lot more in keeping with the sea dwellers of old, which is awesome. You with me so far?
Yeah, sounds good. Maybe this is the start of a new, reasonably sized watch era, which I've been long awaiting.
We can only hope. There are some downsides, Tom, to that shrinkage.
Right.
As we have all experienced, shrinkage is not the best thing to have.
They couldn't fit a movement in there. It's just display only.
There is a movement. You will be pleased to know it's not the same as the 5612. It is the MT 5400, but still has 70 hours of power reserve and still has Kosk certification. So to all intents and purposes, same experience.
Yeah, sure.
There is no date window, you'll notice. It is a dateless watch.
How will I know what day it is when I'm diving?
How long have I been down here?
Yeah.
It's only been an hour, but wait. You don't get the helium escape valve. They couldn't or wouldn't make it fit, so you only get 200 meters of water resistance, which is the same as the Black Bay 58. But are you bothered?
No, not at all. The helium dive valve is a very serious bit of kit for a very serious pastime, and I don't think that this is what that's for.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I think complaining about your dive watch not having a helium escape valve is a little bit like complaining that your hot hatch doesn't take race fuel.
Yeah, it doesn't have NOS.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You'll get on. The shower will be fine. There is one little interesting change. In fact, there are a lot of little interesting changes because at first glance it just looks like a smaller Pelagos, but there are some little design changes that I think are worth calling out.
Oh, are we going to get into the little nitty-gritty stuff that watch buyers just love? Oh.
We are going to get into the nittiest of grittiest in a segment I like to call the nittiest of grittiest. Are you ready, Tom?
What have you got for me?
I'm going to say things and you're going to see if you can see them.
Okay.
So the bezel on the previous Pelagos, it used to be matte black ceramic. This is not matte black ceramic. It is sunburst ceramic.
Right. Oh, yes. Oh, look, I can see that in the top left corner of the bezel there. Nice grainy sunburst pattern there.
Indeed.
Very fetching. Very nice. I bet that'll shine them on when you're out and about and catches people's eye.
A little bit of Monte Carlo glitz and glamour when you're diving off the south coast of France in the Côte d'Azur and you want to signal for help from a passing yacht. It also has, which you're going to be really sad about, no dial step. It's too small for the dial step.
Yeah, you can't really see it. It's much steeper and it cuts off. There's a sort of much shallower graduation in the step of the blue Pelagos. Yeah, and this one sort of lost that, which is a shame because that was my favourite bit.
It was. I have strong memories of you saying that in the past. But the dial itself is also like the bezel is sunburst.
That's very nice.
That's nice. Also, the word Pelagos is no longer in white, it is in red.
Ooh. Red text on black gives me very luxurious feelings of other watch brands.
So if you have a Pelagos and a Pelagos 39, you'll have an easy identifier from across the room so you know in which direction to walk.
Yeah.
You also get, like the Black Bay Pro, you get the ceramic luminous markers instead of the ringed markers. So it's got a little bit of that vintage feel. They look like those little wafers that you get at church.
I was going to say little mints, but yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I like it. Very nice.
Break glass for emergency mint.
Yeah, exactly.
And last but not least, in terms of style upgrades, you get a more Rolex-esque crown and deeper teeth on the titanium bezel edge. So it has a bit more of that chunky feel and less of that kind of very small detail that looks like it's just going to trap dirt.
Oh, I love the knurling that Tudor manages to get away with. It just feels so crisp and yeah, you could cut your eyeballs just looking at it.
Yeah, definitely. If you are in emergency need of grating some Parmigiano, look no further than your Tudor Pelagos.
Use your Tudor crown.
It doesn't have that cool stretchy bracelet anymore, but it does get the T-fit and a diver's extension. And you still get a free rubber strap. Now, you'll be imagining, Tom, that this is going to be slightly cheaper than the original Pelagos, and it is by £250. It's £3,500 versus £3,750. So by comparison, the Tudor Black Bay 58 on the bracelet is £3,010. So £490 more to get the titanium and the ceramic and the extra little bits and pieces. What do you think about that?
I think that's good. I think, yeah, we often say that Tudor is really where it's at in terms of value for money, because that's a lot of titanium, isn't it, for the price? And yeah, I think that's great. I think that's a goer.
Do you know what I think this watch really needs though, Tom? And I think you'll agree with me on this. If stepped dial is a write-off, you don't get your stepped dial. There definitely needs to be a blue version.
Well, I get a little bit confused when there's too many models and so very little differentiation in the details. So that might confuse me further still. But yeah, sure. I think it's a great proposition, isn't it? And yeah, you're losing out on a little bit of diving capability because there's no helium escape valve. But if you look at the pictures, it's sat there happily by the pool. It just looks like a fun. It looks quite casual. Like this thing could survive anything. You could take this anywhere and it'll serve you well. It looks like a great time. Well done, Tudor. You've done it again.
I thoroughly agree with everything you've said there. Tudor are wiping the floor with the competition. It has to be said. And I think they're doing it on purpose. As Rolex gets more expensive, they want Tudor to slip in behind and eat all of Omega and Breitling's lunch. What do you think it means for Omega and Breitling with their Seamaster and Super Ocean?
Well, it's funny, isn't it? It's because Tudor just seem to be making it look so easy, and I think that's because it is. Just give us a normal size watch at a normal size price and we'll be happy. I don't know, follow that rule and you'll be golden.
Everyone's saying, how do they do it? How do they do it? Well, like that. Just do it like that. Don't charge millions of zillions.
Yeah.
I also think that Tudor is starting to really demonstrate itself as a bit of a testing bed for Rolex. We saw the left-hand drive. We saw the Fuchst. We're seeing smaller sizes. Hopefully that means that we will see more smaller Rolexes as well. Because I know the Submariner's gone from 40 to 41. The Explorer 2's gone from 40 to 42. Bigger and bigger and bigger. And actually one of the reasons why I bought a Black Bay 58 was because it was a size that I was happy with.
Yep.
So I hope Rolex is learning. I really do.
Good times.
So there you have it, dear viewer and listener, the new Tudor Pelagos 39. What an interesting watch, an interesting time. Thank you, Tudor, for making me think about a watch all night in my dreams. Dear viewer and listener, if you have any thoughts on it, please do put them down in the comments below. And please do like, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much. And until the next big Tudor surprise, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.